Okay, question 25. Question 25, we have this polynomial. Okay, and what they say is that we have two roots that are alike, and the other one is twice their sum. Okay, so we're going to say let alpha and alpha, and they say that the third one is twice the sum of these two. So if you add these two, so it's going to be alpha plus alpha is 2 alpha, and then twice that is 4 alpha. Okay, be the roots of the polynomial equation px equals 0. Okay, and then we know that when we add the roots, okay, so when we add the root one at a time, then we have the alpha plus 4 alpha. So when we add them, the answer is minus b on a. So in this case, it is minus b on 4. So it's going to be minus b on 4. Okay, but from here we have that 6 alpha is equal to minus b on 4. So therefore, alpha, or we're going to say therefore b is equal to minus 24 alpha. All right, so we have that. Okay, and then when you multiply them together, so when you do the alpha, beta, gamma stuff, you know that is going to be equal to negative 2 over 4. So it's negative d over a. Okay, so when you multiply, in this case, we're going to multiply alpha, multiply by alpha, multiply by 4 alpha. That is going to be equal to negative 2 over 4, which is negative half. Okay, and then from here we can find the answer for alpha. So we're going to do 4 alpha cubed is equal to negative 1 over 4. So alpha cubed is going to be equal to negative 1 on 16. So therefore we have that alpha is going to be equal to, let me see, so we have, yeah, so it was negative 2 over 4, which is negative, so this is negative 2 over 4, so it's negative 1 on 2. Okay, so this should be negative half, and this should be now 8. Okay, so that means that alpha is going to be equal to negative half. Yeah, the cube root of negative 1 over 8 is negative half. Okay, so therefore we have from here, okay, so we have from here, we have that b is equal to that. So therefore b is equal to negative 24 multiplied by negative half, which is indeed equal to 12. Okay, so that's all what we have to do for that question, or for that part of the question. And then they say in the second part, so that was part I, and then the second part, for the second part they say hence factorize p of x completely. All right, so far we have that p of x is equal to 4x cubed plus 12x squared plus 9x plus 2. Okay, so if we are going to factorize it, then we can do it in many different ways. Okay, but we already know that the roots are, okay, so we'll say solution, the roots of this polynomial are alpha, alpha, and 4 times alpha. So it's going to be negative half, comma, negative half, and 4 times that. So it's going to be 4 times negative half, so it's going to be minus 2. Okay, these are the roots. Okay, and then therefore our polynomial is not a monic, it's a non-monic. So that means that we have to have 4 at the front of that, and that. Okay, because these are the roots, then we can create the polynomial by substituting the roots in this expression. Okay, and this is the full factorization. The other way that you can do that, or you can do this, is by finding factors for this. Okay, and then do what we always do. All right, and let me see what else. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So now we're going to do question 26. Question 26. Okay, question 26. We have this. Find the roots of the equation x cubed minus 12x squared plus 12x plus 80 equals 0, given that there are 3 consecutive terms in an arithmetic series. Okay, so we cannot at this point, because we don't know what an arithmetic series is. We haven't done the topic yet. Okay, however, I'm gonna do it anyway, and then I'm gonna sort of explain to you what happened. Okay, so this is the equation: is x cubed minus 12x squared plus 12x plus 80 equals 0. Okay, so when they say that you have an arithmetic series, it means that you're gonna have things like, let's say, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So you can see that you have a definite pattern. So it's going up by 1. So you can have another one that goes 2, 4, 6, 8, and then it goes up by 2. So whenever you have a pattern like that, in which the gap between one term and the next is constant, then we say that that is an arithmetic series. Okay, so if the pattern, for example, is 2, 4, 6, and so on, so you can see that it goes up by 2. Okay, so that means that we are adding 2 all the time. Okay, and that constant that I said to you before is 2 in that particular case. So in here they say that the roots are having that pattern. So you got 1, and then you got the next one, and the next one will increase by the same amount as the first one. How do you do that? When I write it in mathematical term, you can say this. So you say we're going to say a minus d, comma, a, comma, a plus d, the roots of the equation. Okay, so you can see here we're going up by d. So this is a minus d, the next one is a, and the next one is a plus d, and so on. Okay, but the roots are in an arithmetic sequence. All right, and then they say that we're going to find the roots of the equation. Right, okay, so here we go. So we're going to say solution. Okay, so the first part is when you add them together, so it's the sum of them taking one at a time. So it's going to be a minus d plus a plus a plus d. That is equal to, we know that that is going to be equal to negative 12 divided by positive 1, so it's going to be 12. Again, then from here we can see that we can get rid of the d, so therefore we're going to have 3a is equal to 12, so therefore a is equal to 4. All right, so we have, for a we have 4. Then we need to find the answer for D. All right. To find the answer for D, we're going to do alpha, beta, and gamma. So we're going to multiply them. So we're going to have a minus d, a, and then a plus d. That is equal to negative 80. Negative 80 divided by 1. Okay, so remember it's minus d divided by a when you have a cubic. So in this case, it's going to be minus 80. Okay, and then we're going to substitute. Now we're going to substitute the value of a. Okay, so a is 4, so it's 4 minus d multiplied by 4, and then multiplied by 4 plus d equal to negative 80. Okay, so that will give you 4, and then we have difference of 2 squares, so you can say 4 square minus d square is equal to negative 80. Okay, and then, well, 4 square, which is what I'm going to do, 16 minus d square is going to be equal to negative 80 divided by 4, which is minus 20. Okay, and then from here we're going to have that d square is equal to 36. So therefore d is equal to plus or minus 6. All right? And so I mean that we have two possible solutions. Okay, so we're going to have, therefore, so then the roots are it's going to be 4 minus this, so it's going to be 4 minus 6. So if we use the plus, so it's going to be 4 minus 6, which is, okay, let's do it here. So it's going to be 4 plus or minus 6. And the other one is going to be 4. And the other one is going to be 4. And again, plus or minus 6. All right. Again, then from here, you're going to have the answer. And because this is negative at the front here, so this will swap around. So we should have done negative and plus. So that will give you, the first solution is 4 minus 6, which is minus 2, positive 4, and then 10. And the other solution is, well, you're going to see that it gives us the same thing. So it's going to be 10, 4, and minus 2. So either way, you get the same 3 possible roots for the equation. All right. Okay. Now we're up to section G. Section G is about solving inequality, so you're going to move this up. Alright, so we have to do question 27 and 28, and then we finish. All right, question 27. Question 27 says solve 8x minus 2xq is less than 0. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to divide by 2 just to make this simpler. So it's going to be 4x minus xq is less than 0. And then I'm going to take the common factor. So it's going to be 4 minus x squared less than 0. And here, what I'm going to do, x squared minus 4 greater than 0. Okay, and then this will give us x plus 2, x minus 2 greater than 0. And when this is pointing in that direction, so we know that the solution will be outside the interval. So, but what we do, actually here we have a cubic, so we need to draw the picture. So this is going to be 0. In this side we're going to have minus 2 and positive 2. And then what we do, we draw the picture. And because this is a monic and the coefficient in front of the x is going to be positive, or the coefficient in front of the x cubed is going to be positive. So then we have a picture that looks like this. Like that, right? Okay, but we need to pick the area, we need to select the area for which, this is positive. And that is positive in here and in here. So that means that the area or the interval that we are interested in is that interval in here. And then everything that goes in that direction. So therefore the solution is x between 0 and negative 2, or x has to be greater than 2. Okay, so this is the solution for this inequality. All right, so that for question 27. And finally, question 28. Question 28 is made up of 3 questions. So we have this polynomial equal 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 2x plus 3 and par I. So we're going to show that x equal 3 is a root of that. So that is quite simple, because all what we have to do is to see what happens when x equal 3. If the answer is 0, then yeah, x equal 3 is a root. Okay, so let's do it. So it's 3 cubed minus 7, 3 squared plus 2 times 3 and then plus 3. And then if you put that in your calculator, okay, so if you put that in your calculator, that will give you, 0. Right. Yep. So in fact, this is equal to 0, which is really, really good. Okay. And because this is 0, then we can say this. So therefore, x equal 3 is a root of px equals 0. So it's a root of this polynomial. Well, we say x equal 3 is a root of p of x. Okay, and then in the second part, they say that we need to factorize completely. Okay, so to factorize completely, we're going to find factors of positive 3, and we're going to evaluate it in there. Or, even better, we already know that x equal 3 is a root. Okay, so we already know that x equal 3 is a root. So we're going to say as x equal 3 is a root of p of x, so therefore x minus 3 is a factor. And then we're gonna say to find the other factors. We do long division. Alright, let's do the long division. Alright, so we have x minus 3. And then we have this 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 2x plus 3. And that will be, okay, so it's 2x squared, so we're going to have 2x cubed minus 6x squared. So this will go, so we're going to have a negative 7 plus 6, so it's minus x squared plus 2x. And then we're going to have minus x, so it's going to be minus x squared plus 3x. So we take away, this will go. So we're going to have 2 minus 3, so it's going to be minus x, and then plus 3, and then we're going to have minus 1, so that will give you minus x, and then plus 3, so that is 0. Okay, so therefore my polynomial now is equal to the divisor, x minus 3 multiplied by the quotient, 2x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, and then we can possibly factorize that. Okay, and if you factorize that, that will give you x minus 3, and that will give you 2x plus 1, and then x minus 1. Okay, so after factorization, that is what you have. Okay, so that is the answer for part 3. And then that was the answer for part 2. Now part 3, the very last part of this revision, say that we have to solve p of x greater than or equal to 0. Okay, solving this, given that we already have a factor form of this, then we can say that x minus 3, and then 2x plus 1, and x minus 1 have to be greater than or equal to 0. And then we draw the line, and in this line we're going to put positive 1, positive 3, positive 1, positive 3, and then we're going to have negative half. And how you can see, I'm going to write it down and draw the number line darker so you can see. Okay, so we have this, and this is a cubic, and you can see that the coefficient is going to be positive because it's going to be x times 2x times x, so it's going to be 2x cubed. So it has this shape, so it's going to go like that, like that, like that, and then it's going to go like that. Okay, but I really want to know, or I really want to select the part for which is greater than or equal to 0. So it's going to be this section in here, including the ends. So it's going to be this, and it's going to be that. Okay, so therefore the solution for this is given by x between 1 and negative half, including the end, or x can be greater than or equal to 3. Okay. All right, so we went through a lot of this question. I hope you understand. And I also upload the written solution to the Google Classroom. So you're going to have the written version and the video version for, your revision. Okay, I hope this will help you. And I will see you next time. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop the video, and the next video that I'm gonna be recording is about how to do long division easier, and also how we can factorize trinomial in a shorter way when they are non-monic. Okay, so it's 2 more videos that I'm gonna be uploading soon. One is going to be to complement this polynomial division thing, and the other one is to help you to factorize a non-monic quadratic trinomial. Okay.